I 28 male time my girlfriend 26 female to give my friend some help 28 male while we were all drinking. She actually did. Now I'm not sure how to feel. So I know this may not sound like cheating completely. But to me it is. The three of us like to hang out a good bit. I've known my friend since high school, and I met my girlfriend in college. I introduced my girlfriend to him a little while back and they hit it off well as they had many of the same interests. He will often come over and hang out with us. We will just play games, watch movies, get dinner, and sometimes go out to town. Nothing ever too crazy really. We have all gotten pretty drunk together though. She doesn't flirt with him really, and I never have noticed anything sexual happen between them before. She does get pretty horny while drunk, so she has made out with me and of him before. Nothing really crazier than that I can remember. Well, the other day we had a big Christmas get-together with just the three of us. Each of us brought some alcohol. We all planned on getting pretty hammered that night. We just started off by playing some board games. We somehow progressed into talking about our ex-lives. She had asked him about his. He said that it's been pretty lonely for him this year. He said it's been months before he's gotten anything. He admitted that he's happy but jealous for us. I could tell my girlfriend was sad for him. We continued to drink more, to the point where she was definitely in the mood. She was kissing on me and it was in front of him. I told her let's just take it to the bedroom. My friend understood and we went off. I felt bad for him, so I was having a hard time concentrating. Me and my drunken self stopped my girlfriend. I told her that she should give him some help with her mouth. Nothing serious. Just to help him get off since it's been so long. I wasn't in my right mind when I said this, so I didn't know what she would say. From what I can remember, she just smiled at me and walked out of the room. I was out pretty quick after that. I woke up a few hours later with her laying beside me. I was really confused with what was real and what wasn't. When I came to, I noticed she had tears in her face. I realized then that what had happened was probably real. I finally asked her what was wrong. She explained that she couldn't believe what came over her, and that she actually did that. I asked her what happened. She told me that she did go give him that help. She said they were so horny that she did end up letting him go down on her as well. She said she felt bad that she didn't talk to me about this either. I was completely shocked. I couldn't believe any of this was real. She said she was scared about what this meant between the three of us. I was really upset too. I didn't know what it meant either. I was upset with myself, but I was also upset with her. I didn't know how to feel about my friend. I told my girlfriend to leave. She was sobbing at this point. I kept telling her repeatedly to get out until she did. Since I didn't know how to feel about my friend, I just sent him a text asking him to leave for right now. At this point, I'm still so shocked and confused at the events of that night. Since then, my girlfriend has texted and called me multiple times. I have yet to answer. My friend has called to apologize. I'm upset with myself. I'm upset with her, and I'm upset with my friend. I don't know how to get past this. Is there any recovering here? Can we all three move forward? What in the hell do I do? Too long, didn't read. I drunkenly told my girlfriend to give my friend a mouth job and she did. So the solution to your friend's loneliness was your girlfriend. And when she did, it became an issue. I feel like this is one of those play stupid games, win stupid prizes situation. Definitely. OP. It's up to you what you choose to do. But you made a stupid decision and telling her to do it. She made a stupid decision in actually going through with it and allowing it to advance further. And your friend made a stupid decision in allowing his friend's girlfriend to give him that help then to do the same. You were all drunk. Wow. Literally every person here sucks. But I am going to focus on the instigator here. You. You requested her to do that. What did you expect was going to happen? I understand you're upset. But when you ask for something and it happens, you've effectively hurt your own feelings. You asked for something that had a domino effect and may have ruined a relationship and a friendship. She wouldn't have done it without your prompting. You started this chain of events and have no one but yourself to blame for this. The other two's stupidity and drunkenness didn't help. But you got the ball rolling for them. Your girlfriend followed directions, then broke a boundary and went too far. Your friend let this all happen despite it being with a mate's girl. But you asked. You set all three of you up for failure here by making an inappropriate request. You need to own up to that. I can hardly believe you're all adults. Some of you nearly 30. Time to grow up and learn how to communicate and learn your limits while drinking. If you want to fix this, therapy. Immediately. For all three of you. And for you and your GF to see what you can salvage. And individual therapy for you. For help with communication and potential self-destructive behavior, speculation based on your post, a therapist with your background information and story will be much more informative, helpful than Reddit. You guys are nearly 30. What the duck? All three of you share in the blame. You for first suggesting it. Her for doing it. And your friend for accepting. You guys can't go back. That bell has rung. So now you all have to live with it. Don't break up. Don't pretend it never happened. Just be adults. Acknowledge you all made a stupid mistake you will never do again. Maybe try not to drink so much. And move the fucks on with your lives. Agree all to blame, don't be selfish and just blame them, you could end up the third lonely wheel. Second story. Girlfriend cheated on me and my master plan of revenge began. My girlfriend, 22 female, now ex, confessed to me, 24 male, that she had been speaking to someone else over Instagram and that she had felt attracted to him, but that she was feeling guilty and she regretted it. I ducking lost my mind. Why? You must be wondering. After all, nothing happened. Well, I have a miraculous ability to spot people's lies, and this crap was the biggest crap ever heard. She was cold since the beginning of the relationship, so feeling guilty for just talking didn't seem like her. Being too attached to her, I tried to let it go and focus on work, but something was off and I could still feel it. The paranoia was eating me from the inside out. During the next weeks we were mutually distant, and she had been surprisingly social, going out with different friends, or so she said, even though she barely has any. This gave me enough to work out that she had told me a half-truth, and that she was still doing shady stuff. I still don't understand the reason to half confess something to just keep on doing it. The relationship was pretty much dead in every aspect, and I had suggested the idea of breaking it up because I saw no point anymore, but she insisted on trying and trying because I had located her a good job and she was making big progress thanks to my friends. When I realized this was her reason to go on, something clicked inside me. I had been there for her through unimaginable familiar crap. Professional frustrations and personal betrayals from her friends. I gave her my all. All the time. I lived to make her happy. But in reality she had been living on my expense and leaving me in the dark. Being the ducking idiot that I was, I started plotting my Arctic cold revenge in silence. I contacted a random girl, Jane, that gave me her number some months before these events, but that I never got to call due to me being faithful. I explained why I never called and she was down for it. The first date we only flirted, but a kiss from her surprised me at the end. It made me feel awkward and guilty. The very next day I waited for my girlfriend to get in the shower and opened her messages to snoop around. I discovered what I had suspected for various weeks. She had kept the show going into incredible levels. Going out multiple times a week. Sending pictures. Sting very often, and even during time windows in which I was with her. Copying and pasting ex-related messages that she sent to me when we met. Even posing for him with clothes my parents gifted her for Christmas. My guilt flew out the window. Somehow I managed to control myself from freaking out and exposing her. This mustered all the courage and blind rage I needed. So that night I called Jane again and went through with it in the most spectacular anger-driven way I could imagine. For the next 2 months or so I kept this up. Had sex with Jane as much as hard and as often as I could while still being a normal boyfriend. Some days I spent the entire evening ducking Jane just to see my girlfriend at night and duck her some more while I focused on the hate in my head. After that I usually left out little hints of mistrust towards her just to make her feel anxious and guilty. In the end I broke things off with my girlfriend uncovering her lies, but kept my things to myself so I could keep my moral superiority over hers. She denied it all even after I showed proof. She cried for days about getting back together. This part actually made me feel like it was all for nothing and never really gave me closure. Jane got comfortable around me, but I was far gone into the narrative of this plan. I couldn't even consider going out with anyone at this point, so I had to stop things with her too. In a much less dramatic way, cause she was partly aware of what was going on with me, and was mostly in this for the ex. Some months passed and the girl that my ex most hated cause she was very popular among common male friends happened to come work with me. To my surprise we hooked up and kind of got close to each other, but not serious. My ex was still bitter over the breakup when she found out and texted me to confirm it. I avoided answering and instead drove to her house to tell her in person and watch her crumble. Edit. All this crap did nothing but mess with my head. Her cheating gave me anxiety of other people betraying me, but what I did proved that I too was a piece of crap like no other. Since the realization of this, my treatment for women in relationships has changed greatly. I would never pull some crap like this again. But at the same time it had to happen for me to change and see the consequences of letting oneself go with rage and hate. It only leads to pain, not healing. Second edit. For those feeling bad for Jane, I only chose her as my accomplice because she was in a relationship when she gave me her number, hence was trying to cheat. Basically, I thought I was making justice in more than one name. Nevertheless, I feel bad for her. She didn't deserve being caught in my stuff and treated like that. She was the only one smart enough to ghost forever. I welcome your despise with open arms. I don't think you should be proud of this, dude. Okay. Your ex cheated on you. Break up and move on. Instead, you used an innocent girl and then threw her away like an used napkin. And then in your last paragraph, you were just petty. Sorry. But you are just as much of an a-hole as your ex. Exactly. I get that it sounds like I am proud, but I am not. I posted this to show what happens when you react like the encouraging comments of this subreddit very often suggest. It never ends well for anybody. This destroyed my psyche way more than being cheated on. Years later I have seen this with perspective. Many people will think way to go man, but your comment is what they need to read. Cheating is one of the greatest moral crimes you can commit. Especially if it's with a person you've spent years with, have kids with, have married, have built a life together with, have generated thousands of memories together. I mean, imagine all of that. Right. As a lock on a door. And on the other side of this door is ending your relationship. But every time your relationship gets hard, dead bedroom, whatever, you are tempted to beat that lock until you can open the door. You can try to fix what's wrong, but eventually the lock will break. You've done all you can, but you are out. Then there's another door. Same lock. But on the other side, it's cheating. And a gun. Because when you open it, you might as well load that gun and shoot your partner in the head 6 times. She chose to essentially open the worst door. Held no respect for the lock that was there. Grabbed the gun and murdered everything. Your memories. Even you. You are likely to have this happen again. So just ghost next time. But you decided to stoop to her level, man. I hope it let the pain subside, but read my own story that I posted, my dude. I got super ducked up, but I didn't do it back. I'm healing. And I'm okay. You'll be okay, man. I'm healing so my next partner has a chance. Just do the same and don't ever cheat again. Goddamn brother. I really feel for you. I read the whole post in your account and felt like a beach for even daring to complain or take revenge. You either have the patience of a Saint or the balls of a bull cause that was next level. God bless you and may you prosper in all your endeavors. You have my respect, friend. Dude. It was my first relationship. I went all in and did my best. But that doesn't mean I didn't get ducked up. I can get my money back, but it really does impact my future relationships. Just keep working on getting the best version of yourself. And have boundaries ready for a good relationship. When it does happen again, just break up. You've already gotten hurt before, so you know how to handle it in the future. You don't have to become them. I actually started becoming her. It was like a defense mechanism. I treated her the same way she treated me. I actually, after the cheating, when we broke up, started hitting on other women. So I was just like you if I had the opportunity. I'm afraid I'll treat my partners like she treated me. But I promised myself I'd heal before trying. It's life. But now that you have that experience, you can handle it next time. Third story. My girlfriend of 7 years cheated on me with my roommate. This is a real mess, so bear with me for the long post. Sorry ahead of time for the rambling. This has blown up over the last 2 months, so the wounds are fresh, and I am still not thinking straight, so it's going to jump around. I, male 25, was with my girlfriend 26 for 7 years. We lived together with 2 other guy roommates for the last 3 years. She started night shift a few years ago and quickly distanced herself from me. She wouldn't cuddle when we watched TV on her days off and only come to bed to cuddle for a minute or two when I went to bed each night. If she was home, there was time where she would have off for a week or two, and she would spend most of that time with my roommate, male 24, who I met because we lived together in dorms at college freshman year. Their time was usually to smoke weed together when guests were at the house, but always seemed a little more. I told myself that was just unreasonable jealousy, because these are 2 people I trusted with my life. Fast forward to about a year ago. I had lost my job and my dad passed away within a month of each other. I really needed support, but was still fighting for some affection from her, but no. Work is first. I had no effort left to fight night shift, so I stopped rushing home for the few minutes I got to spend watching her do her makeup before leaving for the night. Mysteriously, she started spending a lot more time with my roommate around the same time. I would wake up in the middle of the night to them upstairs laughing and living it up. This whole time she blames me for not wanting to spend time together when she leaves for work at 7 p.m. and goes to bed around 5 a.m. I just graduated with an engineering degree and have been looking for a career to really establish my life, so night shift isn't really an option most places. She refused to accept that I couldn't change to night shift without throwing away my career that I've worked so hard for. Next thing I know, he's staying up later explicitly to spend time with her after work. He doesn't work and just sits at home, so moving when he sleeps doesn't affect him at all. She then started waking up earlier to go on hikes with him while I was at work. She finally off the relationship and blames my lack of effort to spend time together. 2 days later they went on a date, and the next morning she came out for his room early in the morning. I moved out that day. They both claimed neither had feelings like that, but I didn't buy it and left. Fast forward a few months and now they are openly dating. Our other roommate confronted them about lying to both of us about their feelings for each other and betraying us. They both fight that their feelings for each other started after the breakup, but that's clearly not what was happening. This is someone I was ready to marry, but she didn't want to spend time together and swears that she's known for years that I would never marry her. And she cheated with my roommate that I called a brother. For years, if someone mentioned cheating, she would blow off on a rant about how cheaters are the worst, and if I ever cheated, she would never talk to me again. How cheating doesn't have to be physical. Now that she cheated and I blew up on them like she promised, they both doubled down on denying cheating. I have never been more betrayed in my life. Just a few extra details that missed in the main. The night we finally broke up, she came down to the bedroom, broke up with me, and within 60 seconds of leaving the room was upstairs in the living room laughing up a storm with him. Our other roommate and my best friend didn't move out initially because we both still were trying to believe that they weren't that involved with each other. When it was clear he would hear them through the not soundproof walls of the house sneaking around their relationship was romantic, he confronted them, and they made up a lie trying to claim that I was just looking for an excuse to move in with my sister. My best friend flipped out and then moved out, and the two of them have no one left but each other. Neither have any friends outside of the house, and now they don't have any friends in general. They swore nothing was happening while we were still dating, but still found it necessary to try and hide the romantic part of their relationship from our roommate after I left, which just screams we know what we're doing, but don't actually care about how terrible it is. Too long didn't read. My girlfriend of 7 years couldn't even consider giving up her dead-end night shift job, so cheated on me with my roommate from college because he didn't have to work to pay rent and could bend his schedule around hers. Thanks for letting me get this off my chest, everyone. Even if it gets buried in Reddit, it feels good to vent it out there. Edit. Holy crap, everyone. Thank you so much. As a usual lurker on Reddit at most. I never expected all the replies and likes. Definitely surreal for a Reddit noob like myself. I am trying to read everyone's comments and throw some replies around. In response to all the suggestions for new hobbies and jobs, I am going to try putting the two together. My brother-in-law and I both have many years of 3D printing experience, so are working on getting some things to sell in an online shop like miniature figures or custom parts. When we get an online shop, you guys will definitely get an update down the road. My dude. I am only partially sorry for your situation because other than the broken heart, you literally win in all other aspects of life. Your priorities are right. You have a good head on your shoulders. You have a good friend in the other roomie that stands for your morals. You have a job and a career. Sorry, but the only problem you are going to face at this age of 25 is the issue of staying single. You dodged a bullet. I'll bet $10 she wants to get back together before year end. When she does, remind her you were ring shopping. Get her to say out loud she is a cheater. Then remind her to remember that every time she looks in the mirror. Wasn't it you who taught me that there's a special place in hell for cheaters? And be sure once she admits it, to tell her parents you adored their daughter and planned on marrying her. Until she couldn't keep her pants on. She simply has to know how low she sank. I 100% agree with you. But telling her parents won't do much, because her dad kicked her out and hasn't talked to her since high school over smoking weed. And her mom uses men for their money and then cheats on them and divorces them like clockwork. My ex even has the nerve to constantly talk down about her mom and what she does, but follows in her footsteps. Aside. This is the first time I actually typed out my ex, and it felt so good and liberating just to type it. Ouch. That is brutally sad. The apple doesn't fall far. I'll pull a 180 on my recommendation. I'd suggest finding a way to find out how her mental status is when this blows up on her. Her bestie or sister or aunt. But as you know that if you ever cared about her, stay no contact. It's the only way she will heal. For your own health. Forgive her. When your anger flares up, forgive her again. One day you'll realize it's been a week with no flare up. Your ex could spiral. That's very dangerous for her. Do you know someone who can fill that role? Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.